I talked with this guy one time at a event. It was an event. It was a Sony event. It was a
The
Sony
Sony, yeah.
Pictures event, and he was talking about horror films.
Mm.
And this was the first time I had ever heard someone talk about getting like a bad result or a bad footage or whatever. But he was saying, if you go out and you shoot a horror movie
Hmm.
and you get everything back and it looks, he said bad,
Yeah.
but like in my mind, I'm guessing like it just doesn't look as great as you imagined because big Hollywood movies, big Hollywood budgets, lots of lights, lots of things come
Right,
out
right, right.
perfect. Indie films, less budget,
Right.
less
That's
lights,
everything.
got to be creative.
Yeah.
So he was saying like even if you shoot a horror film and it comes out looking like crap, that's okay because it's a horror film.
Mm.
So like you can play
So with
into
like
it.
horror, you can kind of get away with
And then
things and
another editor was telling me at the same party, another editor was telling me like I used to do music videos like whenever you make a mistake, just lean into the mistake.
mm.
So if you do a nighttime shot and your camera's not great in low light and
Right,
you
right, right.
get a noisy image or whatever, crank some more
Yeah,
like
yeah. Make it like intentional
yeah
now.
yeah
It's like,
yeah yeah yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Play into the
yeah. Lean
mistake
into it.
and make it seem artistic
Yeah, yeah. True, true, true.
or make it artistic at
I
that
and
point.
honestly, how many? I mean, even the video you were watching today, was it Spielberg? Spielberg?
Yeah.
Okay, so like he's all his like wide shots and like that. I mean, that was pretty cool actually. I was like doing my thing, and then I saw you watching. I'm like, this is actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. But like again, like back to that, like the kind of leaning in. I'm sure, dude. There's so many movies that we watched where we look at something and we're like, that was sick, and then it was like them like, we need to figure out how to fix this
Yeah.
mess, dude, because this is not working. Like, we got to do something, like, or like how much of what we see are the little mess ups that happen, and then they like kind of lean into it and like do something, and it comes out to be like
Yeah.
happens in music all the time too. You say
Yeah.
something, you
That's
record
what I was gonna
something,
say.
yeah, literally in music happens all the time.
And then maybe you were playing around, but then what you recorded, like somebody outside the booth is like, "Hey, that
Yeah.
was actually kind of hard, man. Say
Yeah.
that one more
Yeah,
time."
yeah,
And then you guys make a smash,
yeah, yeah. Make something.
off
Yeah.
of just something silly or a mistake or something like that happened.
Hell yeah.
Sometimes mistakes happen. Like I've had mistakes happen in editing.
Mm.
I've had mistakes happen. Like I was mixing a song one time,
Mm.
one of my songs, and the computer like it had some kind of like glitch where certain tracks stopped playing.
Mm.
And then I guess once it caught up with itself from the latency or something,
Yeah.
everything started playing together again.
What was this on?
I think
Studio One?
this was on Studio One.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
I think it was when I was mixing my song Body.
Oh, okay, okay.
But when that happened, the way it sounded was like, dang, that almost sounds like it's like the universe is telling me to break down the instruments at this part
Yeah.
because that was hard.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
and it
yeah.
happened by mistake,
Happens all the time.
So yeah, that's definitely true, man.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Can't be afraid of the mistakes.
No.
I think that's where people get messed up at. The perfectionism, it traps you into being afraid of the mistakes, and then you're afraid of showing it.
Right.
You could take that same out of focus footage, put it out, put some words on the screen,
Yeah, do
something
with
like
it.
relatable, like
Right.
tried to shoot my own video and
Didn't work out.
it didn't work out.
Yeah.
But I decided to put it out anyway for you guys to see.
Yeah.
Sometimes they say put a bunch of words on the screen
Right,
so
right,
people
right,
have to
right.
read it, and you know. So
It's like them covering up the mistake, but it's like now intentional because.
but it's
of what they
relatable.
wrote, and yeah.
Because even like there was a big trend when the directors and stuff, like the independent directors had this trend going on TikTok where they would go get ready to record and then there'd be no memory card in the camera. So it's just like, being relatable.
Yeah, true.
And like, being real, it always works.
Yeah. Because they side with you, they get it. They're like,
Yeah.
it's I can make that mistake. You know what I mean?
I'll tell you what, I 100% believe that reel will go much further than you trying to show off your big time expensive camera that nobody else has and everyone else is using iPhones or
Right.
something DSLR.
And then people on the other hand is like, bro, bro, this guy doesn't know how to like expose right.
Because
He doesn't know how to focus. He
there,
doesn't know how
I
to
was gonna
use
say
this
now,
camera,
now they're
bro.
going through your page,
Yeah,
seeing
and
how
looking
good
at
you
everything.
actually are.
So,
Yeah,
this
yeah,
is
yeah.
a little underexposed. You get the comments of like, you're supposed to be the guy, but you know, this right here doesn't look
Yeah.
too great. But people have their opinion.